The motivation behind this review isn't like the catalyst that fueled my War of the Rohirrim video. No. I couldn't give a fuck about Sonic's source material. I only play the original games when twatted at an arcade bar. I don't even own those lounge pants anymore, but I have completed Team Sonic Racing, so there's that. Anyway, inspiration behind this one comes from the fact that live-action adaptations of this beloved Sega game and the Happy Death Day slasher films are the only two franchises I've covered since their respective beginnings at time of talking. Hence why I feel almost as obligated to review Sonic 3 than I feel the need to keep you updated with the latest movements belonging to my new fit Vietnamese neighbour and the mission to turn her into a scabbard for my pork sword. So Earth faces a new threat in the form of Shadow, an anthropomorphic red and black hedgehog who's been released from suspended animation by an unidentified figure 50 years after the government placed him there for trying to escape a testing facility. Naturally, Shadow wants revenge on the everything, so it's up to Sonic, Knuckles and Tails to prevent the planet from getting more obliterated than my weekly wet wipe budget when Kiana Dior uploads a new video. So I didn't rewatch the first two installments prior to my Sonic 3 viewing because I frankly didn't want to, but I am blessed with a good memory so I can recall my previous opinions of them proficiently. My reviews of them both contained some wicked sick animations of course, but I also remember my concluding point of the movies back then being that Sonic 1 was shit, Sonic 2 fixed some of its predecessor's bugs but still defecated all over itself nonetheless. Sonic 3 very much continues that trend, but I'd be lying if I said it was fecally. That is not a word. Refreshingly, the story revolves around the names you'd associate with the source material and gives the characters who weren't featured in the games minimal screen time. Best utilization of the supporting roles in the series so far, their involvement for once actually complements the narrative, which undoubtedly contributed to the really efficient pacing, as does the quick antagonist introduction and speedy dive into the first action scene. I instantly forgave myself for thinking that Sonic 3's 1 hour and 53 minute duration is the shortest in the franchise so far. Fucking feels like it though, to be fair, the perception of which in my eyes is attributed to Sonic 3 being superior to 1 and 2 in terms of writing, structure, musical direction, PG action choreography and Easter egg distribution, etc. The etc in this case being every aspect of filmmaking. The live action acting is serviceable with of course the exception of Jim Carrey. Yet again, he puts on a stellar performance as Ivo Robotnik. He's clearly still having fun playing the character, and I respect the fact he insisted on wearing a fat suit for this flick, so his portrayal of Eggman is more akin to the one you encounter in-game. Carrey also played Ivo's grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, and massive credit should go to him for going from almost retiring back in 2022 to taking on two roles that share similar traits. During this duality, he maintains unwavering energy throughout, whilst retaining a good level of chemistry with himself and what I imagine to be either tennis balls on a stick or puppets representing our furry friends before the aesthetically pleasing CGI is draped over said props. However, I wasn't a fan of the moment when he broke the fourth wall. For me, Deadpool is currently the standard bearer of that particular technique, and by comparison, Sonic 3's efforts towards it were complete wank. The voice actors reprising their roles basically earned the same opinions I've given them in the past. Ben Schwartz aced it as our protagonist once again. Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Tails still have the strongest audio and visual synergy out of all cast members, providing their talents from a recording booth. I'm still not keen on Knuckles. Don't get me wrong, Idris Elba delivers his lines efficiently, I just don't like that the writers haven't given him any development at all. He's still just muscle with Drax's vocabulary by ways of Thor's throat. I confess I'm not qualified to compare Sega's Shadow to Keanu Reeves' version. I've had near enough fuck all exposure to the guy, but I personally enjoyed Reeves' performance. He managed to orally encapsulate the moods that accompany Shadow's fuck ton of baggage. This praise was replicated by critics and Sonic fans alike, which comes as no surprise because pretty much any project involving Keanu Reeves transforms into a pixelgasm. Sonic 3 is comfortably the best offering to the movie element of the franchise so far, a statement that's backed up by way more positive acclaim compared to its forebears, as well as the largest profit margin to date. Obviously it's not flawless, as it essentially duplicates Sonic 2's plot, and that film was predictable as fuck to begin with. However, progress is progress. A sequel is reportedly in the works, and despite each edition surpassing what preceded, I fear that this film series will fall victim to the Icarus paradox. It is just a prediction, time will tell, but you heard it here first. For those uneducated, in Greek mythology, Icarus, despite his father's warnings, decided to fly to the sun because reasons. As a result, the wax holding his wings together melted, which caused him to plummet into the sea and subsequently drown. Fucking idiot. That is a 93 million mile flight. You would think that within the first league or so you'd get bored, look back at Earth and start to miss the awesome shit that's here, like professional wrestling, craft ale, mozzarella sticks, slam metal, and vacuum aspiration.